Hi there, and welcome to another video. I always kind of say that, not all the time, but kind of got uncomfortable with saying that, but I'll probably change it soon enough to put you out your comfort zone, put me out my comfort zone. But I think what I want to speak about is, I think this will be a free-flowing video, but then I say that, then whatever comes will come. Because like I say, when I'm talking, I'm doing these talks, I'm obviously channeling information as I'm speaking. So I'm basically channeling knowledge and giving the knowledge as well. Because all the knowledge that I'm getting is channeled, and I'm channeling it all the time. So as I'm speaking, that's what I'm doing. And what are you channeling? Well, you're just channeling different levels of awareness. You see, everything's just awareness. You've got nothingness, and then you have awareness. And it's just the imagination that creates everything else. Like Steve Jobs from Apple, said that everything's made up by people that are no more smarter than you. And that's the way it is. Everything's created by somebody. I'm a big fan of Apple, by the way. I'd only ever have an Apple computer. I was brought up with PCs. And when you get an Apple computer, I mean, it's just like it's so much more advanced than the PCs. You never get viruses. They're super fast. Great machines. And like in a PC, you don't get these things about you got a virus, you got none of that. Just a super perfect computer, But I'm not going to talk about my preferred choice of computer. I have an iPad. I've also got an Apple desktop computer from 2013. But moving on from that, I think I want to talk about the awareness and the part of the ego plays in that, and the part that, and how the self comes about. Obviously, nothing add nothing equals nothing. Nothing add nothing equals nothing. So you can't really have a something. But I'm aware now as I'm talking to this tablet, this iPad. And awareness, I'm aware right now. And what awareness presents is, because you've got the awareness and you've got what you're aware of. And that in itself presents separation. And then the awareness because it's aware of itself being aware, that then presents the illusion of self. But what's actually going on is it's an illusion. It's an illusory nonsense existence. What's actually happening is you're actually an illusion that there's a dual or separation, when it's actually the same one thing observing itself. It's like having two mirrors, and the two mirrors thinking they're opposites within the same dream. They're the same one. It's the same dream. You can only have one dream, can you? But in that one dream, it's all you. And everything's manifested from the energies within the awareness. The consciousness, the energies in that. So it means that your body is merely just holographic. Your body is just a projection from your consciousness. And reality is, as science has well documented, that it's all energetic and electromagnetic fields that is from the consciousness, the awareness. But the astonishing thing is that it came from nothing, and nothing add nothing equals nothing. So what I'm getting at is that when you think of it like that, what is the something? What can you really define awareness if it starts as nothing? What is nothing? You can't define something that doesn't exist. And that's why the ego is an illusory thing. It doesn't exist. It's all just nothing. It's all nothing. And I can't define nothing. And when you really, think about nothingness a long time, like I've been doing, under 10 years, you realise it's that basically after the point there's a something, everything's made up. Like I said at the start of the video. And in that spiritual awakening, what's happening is there's different levels of awareness within your awareness, your energetic body or whatever, that kind of self that you have right now. It's an energetic field. There's different levels of self. It doesn't exist actually, but it's within this dream, and that's how the dreams are all interconnected, because there's many different levels of self, because they have to work with your current situation. But it's like dreams that are in relation to one another, because it's the same one. And when you start interacting with this is really the Akashic records. When you start interacting with this, and now you access it, is you have to go into nothingness. You have to, once you start diving into the nothing, that's the God before the God. There is no God. As Osho once said, there's just nothing. And like I say, this is where the magic is. The magic is in nothingness. That's the key to understanding everything. And that's what happens in that big spiritual awakening that people travel all around the globe to try and get. And the reason it's so important is because then you're accessing the true source, which is nothingness. And then you're tapping into everything. And this everything, this Akashic records, they call it, is giving you knowledge all the time. And it's working with you perfectly, depending on whatever ascension level you're in your dream. Like I say, I talk about non-duality, and it's in Buddhism. But this wasn't stuff I looked up. You can believe me if you like, but what happened to me was an unexpected spiritual awakening. And I knew nothing about this kind of thing. And, it took me years to even realise that it was in Buddhism or out there. Unexpected spiritual awakening, and in that spiritual awakening, which I did nothing to get, didn't do any meditation, didn't do any spiritual classes, no yoga, nothing. And once I started to go through this, you're going to the core of what you are, which is nothingness. And then you start realizing that you can't exist. You take away the energy, you go back to nothing, and you're still nothing. But you can't define it. I've seen documentaries where science professors say that. They say we can't define nothingness. You just can't. It's just you can even meditate upon it. It's just such a vast thing that it's like you can't even imagine it. And then you realise, well, if that's what everything is, everything came from, everything is that, then you can't define anything. That means that you know nothing. And we live in a society, a sick society, where everyone thinks they know everything. But yeah, once you start awakening, that awakening process, what's happened is you're becoming meditation. You're channeling all the information, because in that spiritual awakening is an alignment from the conscious mind to the subconscious mind. And this is when you start interacting with the subconscious like that, so openly, you're receiving past life traumas, and this is why you're healing so fast. And how you do it is you simply be present. You meditate upon presence, and then you'll start feeling things from the subconscious. This is all stuff that becomes apparent during that spiritual awakening. And that, like I say, I'm just sharing my experience on that has been going on now for just under 10 years. And I'm just using these talks to try and share it on and help someone else who's needing to hear it, or might be going through a spiritual awakening, might be into spirituality. Because my awakening was really harsh. It was a harsh experience. But I know that I had to have it like that so that I can teach others, so they don't have to have that harsh experience. With me, I was paying back a lot of karma from past lives. But regarding nothing, once you realise there's nothingness, you start being aware that all time is multidimensional. It's all in the same now. All is happening within this present moment. There's only presence. Right? Presence, nothingness holds past, present and future in the same nothing. It's everything. So there is no God as such. There is just nothing. And you're aware, and that presents a dream. A dream of self. The self is just awareness, because once you're aware, like I said earlier, that you're awareness, but you're aware of something. So it's an illusion of two or separation when it's the same thing. Looking into its own mirror. Like a mirror of, and it's all in awakening, it all becomes like a mirror of oneness. And all is within you. And I think I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates, videos, etc., please do check my website out at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you for watching and listening.